Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hukamnama Sahib today is on Ang 813 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji by Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji in Bilaval Rag. Vaheguru Ji Bilaval Mahalla Panjwa Soi Maleen Deenheen Jis Prab Bisrana Karan Har Na Bujai Aap Gana Bigana Soi Maleen Deenheen Jis Prab Bisrana Karan Har Na Bujai Aap Gana Bigana Dukh Tade Jad Visara Sukh Prab Chit Aaye Santan Ka Anand Eho Nit Har Gun Gaye Rahao Uche Te Neecha Kare Neech Khin Mah Thapੈ Keemat Kahi Na Jaiye Thakur Pratapੈ Pekhat Leela Rang Roop Chalan Din Aaya Supne Ka Supna Paya Sang Chalya Kamaya Karan Karan Samrath Prabh Teri Saranai Har Din Saran Nanak Japੈ Sad Sad Bal Jai Karan Karan Samrath Prabh Teri Saranai Har Din Saran Nanak Japੈ Sad Sad Bal Jai. Satguru Arjan Sahib Ji Maharaj is speaking in Bilaval Rag today. Satguru Maharaj Ji begins the Shabad Soi Maleen Deenheen Jis Prab Bisrana. Maharaj Ji says that person who is Bisrana, who has forgotten Vaheguru. And what does it mean to forget Vaheguru? Each one of us is continually thinking of something, continually meditating upon something. And you may ask, how is this going on? Within each one of us, while we're sitting down, even if we're sitting, we're not saying a word with our tongue. Our mind is running through 1,000 thoughts. The mother is thinking about her child. The businessman is thinking about his business. And in the same way, thoughts are running through the minds and the hearts of everyone. But Guru Sahib Ji says that if in our heart there is no remembrance of Vaheguru, there is no remembrance of God, then Guru Sahib Ji says, Soi, that person is Maleen. Maleen means filthy. Deen means poor. Heen means lowly. Guru Sahib Ji says that person is not filthy who does not have outer clothes to wear, who does not have silk clothes to wear or satin clothes to wear. That person is not poor who doesn't have worldly money, who doesn't have pounds or dollars or rupees in his pocket. That person is not lowly who is born into a certain social class or into a certain background. Guru Sahib says instead, that person is lowly, that person is poor, that person is filthy who has forgotten God. Why? Because if we forget God, what happens? Our heart becomes full of the filth of ego, anxiety, greed, fear and hatred. Sadhguru Padshah Ji says that by forgetting God, we are losing the greatest wealth in this world, the wealth of God's name. By forgetting God, we are lowly because we break ourselves from the source of all virtue, Vaheguru. Just as we read in Rairas every day, Sadhguru Padshah Ji says, Nanak Navai Baj Sanat. Without the name of God, all of us are lowly. It's not because of where someone's born, into which family. Instead, it depends upon whether that person meditates upon, whether that person remembers Vaheguru or not. Karna harna bujai aap gana bigana. Maharaj Ji goes in to explain what does it mean to forget God. That person does not bujai, does not understand, does not realize karna har, that Vaheguru has made this whole creation. Karna har means the creator. Does not think about, does not meditate upon. Aap gana bigana. Bigana in this Shabad has been translated by Professor Sahib Singh to mean Be-gyana. Now, when we look at the word gyan, we may translate as knowledge, but it's not just talking about worldly knowledge, it's talking about the spiritual knowledge. aap gana begana. That being is devoid of spiritual knowledge, does not have that knowledge of God, does not have that remembrance of God, and because of that, aap gana. Instead, the human being says, there's nothing greater than me. Aap gana means to always say, to think that you are the greatest power, that everything is in your hands. And when we start thinking like this, aap gana, we think everything depends upon us, we only think about ourselves. This is truly thoughts based upon ego. Guru Sahib Ji says that the human being who forgets God is filthy, is lowly, is poor, because karna harna bujhe, because he or she has no understanding, has no connection with Vaheguru, and does not even endeavour to meditate upon Vaheguru. Aap gana begana. Instead, he or she counts themselves as the highest power. Dukh tade jad visare. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji says, Dukh tade jad visare. When we visare, when we forget Vaheguru, that is when dukh, that is when pain comes. Sukh prabhachit aaye. All happiness, all sukh, all peace comes when we remember Vaheguru, Prabh, Lord God, within our chit, in our consciousness. Guru Pyareo, dukh tade jad visare. Even if we have all of the money in the world, and Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us in Sukhmani Sahib, even if you were to rule the universe, not this world, not our solar system, if you were to rule the whole universe, everything that's created, Sagal Srisht ko Raja Dukhiya, Har ka naam japt hoye sukhiya. Even if you were to rule, even if you were to control all of the universe, even if that was to be under your power, even if you were to be the king or the queen of all of the universe, there would still be pain in your heart. Har ka naam japt hoye sukhiya. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that only by meditating upon the name of God can we find sukh, can we find peace. And in this Shabad, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Sukh prabhjit aaye. Those people who remember Vaheguru in their consciousness, they have peace, they have happiness inside. The Guru Pyaro, even if those people were cut in half, their inner peace, their inner sukh couldn't be taken away. Santan ka anand eho, nit har gun gaye. Rahao. In these lines, in these tukkah of the Rahao, Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says to us, Santan ka anand eho. For the saints, this is the path of Anand. And what does Anand mean? Anand doesn't just mean a temporary happiness. And Sampradai Mahapurkhs, Baba Gurbachan Singh Ji has translated this to mean Anan Ada Nanna Tippi, meaning Anan, meaning without, Daddenu Onkad, with the Onkad on the Dadda, meaning Dubda. Anand is that state of being where there is no Dubda, where there is no duality, where your mind is not running in two directions, where the mind is completely focused upon God. That is Anand, that is true unending happiness. Anand is not momentary, Anand is eternal. Santan ka Anand eho. The saints know this to be the path of true peace. Nit har gun gaye. How do they achieve this true peace? Nit, every day. They sing the gun, the praise of Vaheguru. Every day they chant Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Every morning, with every breath, they remember Vaheguru. Rahao, pause and think about this. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Ucha te nicha kare, neech khin mah thapay. Uche te nicha kare. That person who is on a high position, God is in the power to take that person out of that position of power and make him or her lowly. God can take those people who are high and he makes them low. And those people who are low, kin mahat happe. Kin means in an instant, in a second, Vaheguru can tappe, can establish them. Vaheguru can bless them with power. Just like the two brothers, Fool and Sandali, they came to see Guru Har Rai Sahib Padshah, and they were orphans, and they were beating their stomachs because they were so hungry. Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji said that these two brothers, Fool and Sandali, their generations will one day be kings. And the Fulkiya states of Patiala, Nabha and Jind, these were ruled over by the descendants of those two hungry children. Neej kinam hai even in an instant. It is in the hands of Vaheguru and the Guru that in an instant they can take that person who has nothing and bless him with everything. Qeemat kahi na jaiye. The qeemat, the value of Vaheguru, kahi na jaiye, cannot be said. How can you put a value, a price upon God? No price can be put upon Vaheguru. Vaheguru is beyond all of these. Thakur Pratap hai. And no one can put a price upon the Pratap, upon the glory of Vaheguru. This is the Guru's Pratap, this is the Guru's power, this is the Guru's glory. No one can put a price upon this. Pekhat lila rang roop chalana din aya. Sadguru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says Pekhat lila rang roop. You look at all of the different lila, the different dramas and plays and the rang, the different colours, the roop, the different forms of this world. You're enjoying all of your worldly pleasures. Chalna din aya. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, remember, the day for you to chalna, to leave this world, that day is coming. That day when you are going to die is coming. Supne ka supna paya, sang chalya kamaya. Satguru Padshah Ji says, Supne ka supna paya. That this dream, in reality, when we die, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that this world really is a dream. It's not going to last forever. And when we die, we see that this really was a dream. Sang chalya kamaya. All in this world, all of the transitory joys and all of the things that we did in this world, everything becomes a dream when we die. Sang chalya kamaya. But the only thing which goes sang with you when you die is kamaya, is the actions which you have done. Karan Karn Samrat Prabh Teri Saranai. Oh Vaheguru, you are Samrat, you are all powerful, you are Karan Karan. Karan Karan means the one who created this earth. Oh Prabhu, oh Vaheguru, oh God, Teri Saranai, I've come into your protection. Har din saran nanak japa, sad sad bal jai. Oh Vaheguru, bless me, so that din saran, day and night, I may japa, I meditate upon your name, I chant out your name. Sad sad balajai. Shri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, Sad sad, and again, forever and forever, I am a sacrifice to you, Vaheguru. Sad sad balajai. So Guru Pyareo, Satguru Padshah Ji saying in the Hukamnama Sahib today, that person is filthy, is lowly and is poor, who doesn't have the remembrance of God. If you have the remembrance of God, then it doesn't matter how much money there is in your pocket. It doesn't even matter about the clothes upon your back. Satguru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says that those people who have what Guru Nanak Dev Ji says in Japji Sahib, Jisno Bakshe Sift Salah, Nanak Paat Sahi Paat Saho. Those people who have the remembrance of God, they are truly the kings of kings. Not the people who rule over bits of this world. Truly, those people who remember God, they are the true kings. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says in Rag Jait Sri on Ang 707 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Basta tuti chumpadi cheer sab chinna. Even though you may dwell in a broken down shack and have tattered clothes, Jatana patana adro udyan parminna, the person may have no social class, no honour, no respect, and may be wandering around in the wilderness. Mittar na irtan roophin ke sakna sinna. They may have no friend, no partner, no wealth, no beauty, no relatives or relations. Raja sagli sisht ka har naam man penna. Satguru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, even then he is the king of this whole world. If her mind is coloured in the name of God. Tiski tood man udra. Prabh hoye sut prasanna. With the dust of that person's feet, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, people are liberated. Prabh hoye sut prasanna. Because that person has pleased God. And in the lines of the Rahau, Guru Sahib Ji is telling us, Dukh tade jad visare, sukh prabh chit aaye. Pain comes by forgetting God, and remembering Vaheguru will give us never-ending, eternal happiness. Karan samrat prabh teri saranai, har din saran nanak japa, sad sad bal jai. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.